Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back from the MLG offices in New York City. I'm Axel Toss. I'm joined by Axlab. We're currently watching Demuslim versus SWS. They are tied 1-1. Let's get into game 3.
Here we are in game number 3. In the upper left-hand location, the man who has clearly studied his opponent and knows his weaknesses. It is the American Grandmaster up-and-comer, SWS. And in the bottom right-hand location, the red Terran, sometimes called the Devil Terran, originally from the UK but has been living in America for almost 2 years now. He is EG's Demuslim. Oh, and look at this reaction from Demuslim. He's going for a very fast factory. He says,
he's like, fool me.
Fool me once, shame on you.
Is that how it, okay.
Yeah.
And then fool me
twice.
Again. Okay.
Shame on me.
Shame on me.
Yeah, fool me 3 times, and I'm out of the tournament.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So yes, he was fooled twice so far, actually. Game 1, he was fooled. But game 1, SWS clearly nervous, made a lot of misclicks. I do feel that if SWS was precise with his micro in game 1, I think he would have won it. In game 2, he was more precise. He won it easily. And you could tell he was precise the way he dealt with the Widow Mines. He didn't let a single Widow Mine hit get off.
Yep.
He identified them.
I felt like he was on fire last game.
He was
doing all the right things. Like
his Oracle control was spot on.
That was great.
His macroing behind it, his timings was just perfect.
So what happens here in this game, though?
So Demuslim's obviously going for a fast factory.
Yep.
So
the main idea behind this, I think, is like, all right, those first 2 games, he was doing all these early pressures. If I get my factory out earlier, oh god,
he's gonna turn things on the head.
He's like, okay, so now, oh no!
SWS has clearly studied Demuslim. I love this.
Whoa!
And you know what this is a reaction off of? Actually, it's not like he's blindly scouting. He scouted the gas first.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So when you scout gas first, you look for this.
Yep.
It's like
he's gonna kill the SCV.
Oh no! Demuslim got to cancel this and go like reactor expand or something.
This is a disaster for Demuslim. He was making a bluff, and he just got called. He just got raised.
And you know what? Yeah, he did. And this is really someone like I've actually talked to him about strategy before. He clearly knows Demuslim to a very high level because as someone who used to practice tone Demuslim, I can tell you this: like he's a very emotional player.
Yeah.
When he lost that last game, I can guarantee you he was very frustrated. And the thing that a player like Demuslim does when he's frustrated is he will cheese you. And so that's exactly what SWS scouted early.
Didn't work.
He scouted early to you know. He saw gas first. He knows Demuslim was up to something. Now, that being said, so far, it's not like SWS has won the game. It's an advantage.
Yeah, can you talk about the feeling that the Terran player feels when they have to cancel a factory? Can you talk about the costs and benefits, all that?
So if it was the other races, I think they'd feel a lot sadder. Now, it's still rough for Terran because they have to transition basically into an expansion build. And if you look at the way it works is a Terran who's calm and rational will think, okay, I've lost 2 SCVs. That's what they're thinking. Because their command center is about 2 SCVs later. They've lost a little bit of gas as well, but they're basically thinking, I've lost 2 SCVs. Now, most Terrans would have rebuilt a factory, not a second barracks here. This is actually showcasing, we talked about Demuslim is weaker against cheese builds. He's not really rolling with the build quite as smoothly as some Terrans would. A lot of Terrans go straight to factory into like Widow Mine drop and use the fact they have all the early gas. Demuslim's kind of abandoned that fact entirely. He might use it to get early stim, but getting out like an early tank to try to stay safe is actually what the more typical move is. Now, this is huge, actually. Oh, did Demuslim see that there was no Nexus? Sorry, I was failing my job there. I don't know if he got quite far enough to see the lack of Nexus or not.
Based on the remains of that SCV, I think he got close enough to not. So based on how he's reacting, can we tell from that?
So, yes, we can. So, he's definitely noticed no Nexus.
Yeah.
The bunker in the high ground tells us that. Now, right now, he's really regretting not having a factory.
And what this is a Blink Stalker.
It's a 4-gate Blink Stalker all in. Now,
SWS is going for it.
Yep. Okay, now he's going for the factory. Ideally, if you have a tank and a bunker, you pretty much automatically win against this build.
Yep.
And which is
why...
This
is what beat him against Alicia, isn't it?
Yes. Yep.
Can we think about that for a second? SWS pulling out a strategy to try to knock Demuslim down in the lower bracket. That is the same strategy that knocked him out of WCS.
Exactly.
Was that Challenger League? I'm not sure the specifics, but it was WCS match.
Exactly. I'm almost positive Challenger League. And so SWS clearly done his homework, taking Demuslim very seriously.
There's a scan. He sees the main base, but he's going to see these Blink Stalkers.
He knows exactly what it is now. He knows it's Blink Stalker. Now, this is the hard part about not having a tank. With just Marines, up until you get stim pack, the Stalkers can micro so well against you, even if you have a Marauder or two, it's very difficult to kill a Stalker or to even avoid taking damage. Now, he does have the second orbital, but the Stalkers can trade so cost efficiently that it's very difficult. Now, SWS has a very tough choice. Does he build Nexus right now and continue to apply pressure, or does he commit? Looks like he's going to commit. There goes the pylon. Now, there's only one bunker and only pure Marines.
SCVs, oh no, the Time Warp is perfectly placed. The SCVs can't repair as fast as they might, but a Stalker dying, a Mothership Core falling, no more high ground advantage except for those Stalkers.
Yeah, and he actually misblinked to the Stalkers here. He's clearly still nervous. And in fact, that may cost him.
Demuslim able to push that back.
He is, but he only has one bunker left. It's in awkward position. There's still a lot of Stalkers. They still have blink, but stim is almost done.
The high ground vision.
Yeah, this is so big. Now SWS is gonna be okay. Good blinks. Good blinks. He getting some damage for basically free. Use blink cooldown. You know, I think he needs to expand and contain from here.
Yeah,
there's too many units.
No pressing up
and
that
has he seen these bunkers being built? Yeah, he has. Okay, so he has to expand right now.
Okay.
No, he's not. Getting 3 more Stalkers.
He's still going for it. Demuslim trying to figure out exactly what his opponent is doing. There's a big blink to the top side of the map. Demuslim going to adjust by pulling his Blaze Marauders over. The stim goes down, but there's so many Stalkers here. A lot of those Stalkers are very low in health, though. The SCV is coming forward, and Demuslim left the game, and SWS takes it. I'm sorry, that took me off guard. I'll be honest.
I think he was actually dead at that point. If you look at the things, he only had about 6 bow units left, and the big reason why is actually something that, he says he's so weak against cheese, and it's a lot of it's instant reactions. If you think about the situation when the Stalkers blinked up,
yeah.
If the Muslim had 6 to 7 SCVs at the front, he wins the game. He hits stim, he attacks moves, all the Stalkers die. Maybe he loses 6, 7 SCVs, but if you kill those Stalkers, you got 2 mules behind it, you win. But he pulled the SCVs back.
He did.
And then he pulled the SCVs back, which would be okay, but you've got to then pull the bio back behind the bunkers and then wait to get SCVs in front of you. You can't fight without those SCVs in front of you because you'll just lose all your troops. So just a little bit of a missed decision, a tactical miscall by the Muslim. And SWS knows he's prone to those in the early game.
The later factory, too. I mean, imagine if he makes that factory in his main and starts out with a Widow Mine, plays much more safe.
Or a Siege Tank.
Well,
maybe the Widow Mine, then you identify.
After you identify.
Yeah, there's no expansion.
Just not a lot of things going to Muslim's way here in this first best of 3, and that gives us a very early storyline here in IEM New York City. Demuslim falls to the lower bracket, which means he is on the verge of being eliminated. He must make something happen there to bring it back. He's still in it. But he's going to have a lot of work to do. North American up-and-comer SWS takes out Demuslim 2-1, and he will advance on to the next round of the bracket, guys. We've got plenty more StarCraft 2 coming your way all weekend long here on twitch.tv/MLGSE2, MajorLeagueGaming.com. All VODs will be available in 1080p on youtube.com/official MLGSE2. That being said, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more StarCraft 2.